100% Chelsea. Chelsea 3, Leicester 0. Thoughts on the game, mate?
We played a lot better than we did in the games against Liverpool and Arsenal. I feel like we dominated from the off. The passing was a lot better than we've seen in recent games, especially from Marcus Alonso. He's really proving to be the player that we wanted to play in fullback.
So yeah, obviously it was fullback, it was a wing back position as well. 3-4-3 obviously worked against Hull, 3-0 against the champions in Leicester.
Yeah.
Do you think it's a formation which we can carry forward?
It's working, and if something's working, there's a saying: if it's not broke, don't fix it. So if it's working, let's stick to it and see how far we can go with this formation.
The big thing I noticed as well is obviously Diego Costa scored again today, which is great, but an over-reliance on him seems to maybe be taking its toll because he did look very, very tired before the game, before the final whistle going into the game. He had an argument with Costa on the touchline, probably about going off, all that sort of stuff. This is all just speculation. But what do you think? We're over-relying on him, or do you think he should be playing as much as he is?
I think, again, if you have a player as good as Costa, you don't really want to bench him because of how well he's playing. I think he's top scorer in the league right now. Yeah. So why would you bench your top goal scorer? Our game's next. If I'd say we have United next, obviously, so we can't bench him for that. But then our next game, can you remember our next game is? Southampton. Maybe worth giving him a bit of a break on there because Batshuayi is still a great player. I wouldn't say he's a massive step below down on Diego Costa. So it'd be worth starting, but resting him against United, I wouldn't recommend that.
No, I'd agree with that. Obviously, talking of United, Mourinho coming back, obviously it's a very, very, very big thing for all of us.
Yeah.
How do you think we'll fare in that game? Obviously, Hull was Hull, let's be honest. Leicester, they performed well last season, but almost was a blip.
Yeah.
Coping well, Champions League, that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Man United, Pogba, Zlatan, Mkhitaryan, Mata, all these great, great players. How do you think we'll fare?
Well, you were saying how they're great, great players, but right now they're not really living up to the hype as such. So, but you can't say that they're going to come here and be shit, because they're not going to be shit. So, it could go one or two ways. Personally, I would say we can beat them. But it depends on whether the players that they sign show up or not, because people like Pogba, Mkhitaryan, they haven't been showing up as much as recent.
Well, yeah, you're talking about players that we signed. Obviously, we've had players that came and stayed. Big ththing for us was youth. You had 3 youth players on the pitch in Chalobah, Loftus-Cheek, Ola Aina. Obviously, Aina and Loftus-Cheek didn't have as long as they could have done.
Yeah.
But Chalobah with the fantastic back heel, set up Victor Moses. Future's bright in terms of youth, am I right?
Yeah. Future's brilliant. Chalobah's assist, brilliant. All 3 of the substitutions, didn't see any problem with them. They came in early, which we've been saying the substitutions over the last few games have come surprisingly late, and it's had an impact on games like the Liverpool game. So everything seems on the up in terms of youth, in terms of the way we're playing, in terms of our position on the table. Everything seems to be improving for us.